welcome to Digging Into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Taylor Coaching. All right, well, it's day 76, and I said this yesterday. I just really can't believe how far we've come. We've covered a lot of ground here, and if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see this, how many pages that we have covered so far. That is pretty good. Check out how many pages we have left to go. Man, almost nothing. So it's really crazy. I've so enjoyed this. Now that we are close to the end of this story, it actually is kind of the beginning of the story, because there's so much in the New Testament that follows this up that's so good. And I'm actually contemplating doing another season of Digging Into the Bible. Maybe not right away, but I don't know, I've just enjoyed this process so much, and maybe you've enjoyed it also. So if you are into this idea, and maybe you have a suggestion for the next book that I do. I don't feel like I have to do things in sequential order. I'm really kind of wanting to not do another gospel, like move on to something different. So if you've got a thought about that, let me know. Drop me a line. But today's section is pretty long. I shouldn't waste more time. Let's go ahead and dig in. This is Matthew chapter 27, starting at verse 11. Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus said, "You have said so." But when he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he gave no answer. Then Pilate said to him, "Do you not hear how many things they testify against you?" But he gave him no answer, not even to a single charge, so that the governor was greatly amazed. Now at the feast, the governor was accustomed to release for the crowd any one prisoner whom they wanted. And they had then a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. So when they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" For he knew that it was out of envy that they had delivered him up. Besides, while he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent word to him, "Have nothing to do with that righteous man, for I have suffered much because of him today in a dream." Now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor said to them, "Which of the two do you want me to release for you?" And they said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ?" And they all said, "Let him be crucified." And he said, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Let him be crucified." So when Pilate saw that he was gaining nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning, he took water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, "I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves." And all the people answered, "His blood be on us and on our children." Then he released for them Barabbas, and having scourged Jesus, delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the governor's headquarters, and they gathered the whole battalion before him. And they stripped him, and they put a scarlet robe on him, and twisting together a crown of thorns, they put it on his head, and put a reed in his right hand. And kneeling before him, they mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they spit on him, and they took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on him and led him away to crucify him. Just so awful, just so unfair. And it's the thing that, just really stands out to me is how these leaders, the chief priests, the scribes, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, all these men who should have known better, who know all these callbacks that Matthew is pointing out, they have instilled public opinion. They've changed the perception of Jesus, of this man who has done nothing but good, and they changed the perception somehow into a man who's worthy of death. Can you even get your head around that? What did Jesus actually do? He offended. I've said this so many times. Offended. He caused them to turn away. He offended these leaders, and they were able, with the power of conviction, with the power of believability, they were able to convince the crowd to turn against him and to give away a prisoner who is notorious. What a great word, notorious. This man is dangerous. This man is evil. This man has no right to really be free, but yet the crowd wanted this evil man to be free, and they want to kill Jesus. And I hate to say it, man, I'm part of that crowd. Certainly I wasn't there at that time or space, but the crowd was loud, and I feel like we all did a part to put him on the cross. I mean, certainly Jesus being on the cross is necessary because he's paying for my sins and he's paying for your sins. But just like Peter, he vacated and ran away. He's not in the crowd saying, no, hang on, wait, no, Barabbas, let's kill him. Give us Jesus. We want to do the right thing here. The crowd was pretty unified in this thought of, give us Barabbas because Jesus deserves death. And I hate it, but I'm so thankful at the same time. Remember back a few days ago at the Passover feast, Jesus gave the Last Supper and this act of communion, and he said, "Do this in remembrance of me." And this is long, so I apologize. We're towards the end. I can do whatever I want here. So it's the body and the blood, and you got the cup there in front of you. And every time I take communion, I take a moment to look down and see the reflection off of the blood and see my face there, because I know that Jesus died for me, and I also know that he died because of me. I'm part of the crowd that at times gets so offended, so vengeful, so selfish that I'm in the crowd there shouting for Jesus's death. And at the same time, I'm reaping all the benefits of Jesus's death. And so that's a deep thought. I don't know how that lands for you, but it makes me feel guilty. And I think what's obvious and true is that I am guilty. In Romans, we see the thought that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We are all guilty. So with that, we see tomorrow the crucifixion of Jesus. And not good times, but at the same time, the best of times. So it's confusing, I know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the crucifixion of Jesus. I'll see you then.